Hello, everyone. This is Diane from Diane's office, and guess what? I got a visitor today, Mr. Randall, Chief Randall from our Menifee Police Enforcement, right?
That's correct.
Okay, you want to say hello to our yes, because they're watching.
Hello. How's
Okay.
everyone doing?
All right. Yes, and I'm glad to be here because I got a special guest. He came in this morning or today to talk to us a little bit about what's going on and some of the improvements that he's brought into the Menifee area in police enforcement and what he does there. And he'll tell you better than I can. So, Mr. Randall, tell us a little bit about you first. You're not out of from Menifee.
No, not originally. Actually out of Fulton County.
Okay.
Been in law enforcement since 1998. I started as a juvenile detention officer with Fulton County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, wow.
A couple of years later, I was promoted to the patrol division.
Okay.
So I did a stint on the patrol division. I also was promoted to the SWAT division, which Fulton County and Conway Police Department was a metro SWAT team.
Okay.
So I did that for a while. Also worked up through the ranks. I was a criminal investigator with Fulton County Sheriff's Office as well.
Okay.
And later I was given an opportunity to go back to the detention side where I was the assistant jail administrator.
Okay.
So while I was doing that, I was also handling the internal affairs for the department. And did that for a couple of years. I continued my service as far as the SWAT team. But later I was given the opportunity to become the jail administrator for Fulton County.
Okay, was that a first time? We in Black History, so it's okay to say if that was a first for us.
Yes,
in these areas?
I was told that I was the first African American male to hold that position.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
A lot of people had to go through a lot of things to get to the point to where I'm able to have a position like that.
Oh, wow. And you made it.
I did.
Thank God.
Yes.
Yeah, still making history. I love it. Not only that, I think you just kind of went on from what I'm hearing about you, which is why you're here. And this is such a time as this, Black History Month. So why not we just share it all? I mean, I think you went from this level to that level and making history.
Yes. After I was the jail administrator for Fulton County, I was not only the jail administrator, I was the enforcement commander. I was the third person in command.
Okay.
I had held the rank of major.
Okay.
And with that rank, I was still the commander over the SWAT team. I think it was in 2017, new administration came in, new vision. The sheriff at that time decided he wanted me to do he wanted me to be the director of regulatory services.
Oh.
Which meant I handle all, kind of high profile fraud cases, embezzlement cases. I did all the internal affairs. I still did I also did, I think it was called Freedom of Information requests. I did those. But I was also tasked with writing grants. And I didn't know very much about grants at the time, so I'm kind of self-taught. And I learned a lot.
That happens after a lot of us, yes, but that's good. You learn.
It did. I was able to learn enough to where I wrote a grant for Fulton County, which allowed them to get 6 new deputies. I think the total amount was a little bit over $780,000. We also were able to get what's called the MRAB. That's a military vehicle that we can use for our special response team.
Do your grant writing?
I guess I can say that now.
Let's say that. That's big. That is huge.
Yes.
I'm sure they were very proud of, what you had done and made happen even there.
Yes.
Because then you jumped from there. Let me take you over to Menifee. How did that happen?
Well, in 2019, I think it was may have been August of 2019, I had a guy that I used to work with. He came to me and was talking to me about Menifee.
Okay.
And he said Menifee is looking for a chief.
Okay.
And at the time, I wasn't really interested in it, but I had just gone back to school 2 years prior. I got my degree from Arkansas Tech in criminal justice.
Yeah.
And I said it was a perfect opportunity for me to step into that role. And I went down and I met with the administration at the time, the mayor, and I submitted my resume to him, and he liked it. We sat down, we talked for a couple of times. I met with city officials. Matter of fact, I spoke at a couple of the meetings, and they were excited, and so was I.
Okay.
So I started that part of my career in September 2019.
Okay.
And when I came in, one of the guys that was there, he worked with me in Fulton County. And the day I came in, he's like, "Hey, Chief, I want to come say hi." I said, "Well, come on up." I said, "I got a lot of stuff to do." So, a lot of changes that need to be done. And we laugh to this day about it. When he pulled up, I looked at the unit and I'm like, "Why does the car say ICE?" And then the other side said police. I said, he gets out of the car. I said, why is the other side of the car says ICE? He said, well, we're known as the ICE police. I said, well, what happened? And I said, you know what? Never mind. We'll take care of that later.
Okay.
Once once I settled in and got everything together, I knew there was a need to get more equipment, and there was a funding issue that was there. But because there's a funding issue, doesn't mean that there's not a need for more equipment.
Yeah.
So at that point, I started looking at certain areas and had a lot of success writing grants. The first one that we got, I do believe it was from the local law enforcement block grant, and that was to purchase equipment. I talked to the city and convinced them that we need to purchase new vehicles. The ones that we had were, you know, high mileage, and they were really not safe for the officers to be driving.
Okay.
So they agreed. We purchased the vehicles and got the equipment, and we start making history again at that point.
Right there.
There was a need for additional equipment, so I found another grant through rural development, and we were able to purchase a Dodge Durango, which was new. So that helped out tremendously because our focus is to make sure that we can respond in a timely manner to all calls that we receive, whether it's inside of Menifee or out.
Wow, let me say this. I mean, sounds like you're not only an enforcer, chief, and all this. You take it personal.
Yes, I do.
You really care about the people. You care about the community. That you are.
I love the city of Menifee, and like I've told people before, I'm a yes vote away from building a house there.
Okay, I've heard that yes vote. I've heard that you were a yes vote from it.
Yes vote. I can't convince my wife to say yes. But if she ever does, then we're all set.
We're set. Yeah, I understand. Yes, your wife, she's an educator herself.
My wife is in education.
Okay.
She once was at Conway. She did probably 27 years Conway Public Schools.
Okay. Miss.
She's now.
So they probably know her as Miss.
Randall.
Miss Randall.
Yeah,
so you out here listening out of Conway, I know you know this name, Miss. What's her first name?
Patty Randall.
Miss Patty Randall. This is her husband meeting firsthand right here at Diane's office, okay? But yeah, and you have 3 sons.
I have 3 sons, Quincy, Patrick, and Jonathan.
Okay, so she has her own SWAT team, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I love it. I love it. She's got it made. She's covered.
Yes, she is.
Yes, Miss Randall, you are. So it's great. It's been good. I know it's, we could talk all day because I'm sure you got a lot you could tell about, all the work you've done, and I'm sure there's more works because I've looked at your story, and it's amazing. And we're glad to have you not just Menifee but in Conway County.
Yes, I've enjoyed myself. One of the most recent things we were able to do, we got a COPS grant.
Okay.
That's one of the grants that several other agencies throughout the nation, they applied to receive funding.
Okay.
And I requested 2 officers. They gave us 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the federal government pays 75% of that salary for 3 years.
Yeah.
The city has to pay the other 25%. So we have 1 full-time officer through that grant.
Through that COPS grant.
COPS grant.
Wow.
And also there was a need to upgrade our equipment. We went through some issues in the past where people were saying law enforcement was doing certain things. We had one guy say we tried to run over him with our vehicle, which didn't happen.
Okay.
But there was a process that we had to go through, and it took about 3 years. So I applied for a grant through DPS, Public Safety of the state of Arkansas.
Okay.
And we were awarded $50,000 for that.
Oh my God.
With that $50,000, we purchased laptops. We've got Axon Fleet 3, in-car system. We've got body cam system.
Okay.
The in-car camera system, it records all the time. As long as that car is moving, that recording is going on. Now, if something happens, and whatever that officer sees, and I'll give you an example, if that officer is behind the school bus and someone passes the school bus, as soon as that officer activates his blue lights, it goes back 30 seconds, pulls that recording, saves it, and then we can use that information in court. Oh
wow, that's awesome, man. That's top of the line.
We've used it before. There's other agencies that I researched and I talked to, one of them being LAPD. They use the system for about 6 or 7 months and they love it. And we do too. It's great. We've got storage space for it, and we've got a warranty on it for about 5 years.
Oh wow, that's good stuff.
Oh yeah. The other thing we're able to do, there's no more handwritten tickets. We use